If only. We've all lain awake at night wondering how different our lives would be if only we'd taken this or that turn, made this decision instead of that one. Hello, I'm PeterJohn Cooper. Today's 10-minute tale is a sort of meditation on what path my life would have taken if I'd made some different choices. It's called Another Life. In another life, I would have been a farm manager. I would have bestridden the fields in my jacket of Derby tweed of a strange green colour with yellow overchecks nipped in at the waist with a half belt at the back. I would have worn a cap, sharp and aggressive looking, to shade my eyes when gazing into the distance. Brown cord trousers or maybe cavalry twills, and green hunters with a strap and buckle below the knee. Leaning on this gate, I love watching the seasons march on. Green, then yellow, orange, brown. Always changing, always the same. Steady, reliable. Always something to look forward to. Something to look back on. I would have carried a shotgun. My father's perhaps, not a Browning B25, still less a pair of matched Purdy's, more likely a serviceable Baikal broken under one arm with a pair of Spaniels, or more likely Labradors at my heels. I would have driven a Land Rover, Discovery or Range Rover, depending on the estate I worked for, possibly even a Subaru. I would have married a girl with starched blonde hair who would have taken a lover on a skiing holiday. We would be divorced. So I'd work on into the night. Well, wouldn't go to the pub in the village. Doesn't do to meet up with the men after working hours. Makes us all uncomfortable. The clock ticks to 11 with its slow, heavy tread. You find me with a Macallan in hand, thinking of futures markets, planning, turnover, new crops, getting out of dairying, getting into dairying, sheep, pigs, worrying about climate change, and so on. You would have found me at county shows, leaning on my shooting stick, eating pork pies from a paper plate and avoiding the hunt committee members. I don't like the hunt crossing our land, breaking down the hedges, trampling the new grass. In any case, I'd rather shoot a fox if I had to. That might lead to a bit of conflict with the owners of a Russian conglomerate or a pair of Bahraini princes because they only bought the place for the hunting. I suppose I might be considered Slightly odd, but I always have been. I was the first to sign the estate up for country stewardship and replacing hedgerows where I could, leaving wildlife strips at the field margins. Got into trouble with the land agents over that. Reduced yields. Although it provided cover for partridge chicks. I let the local schools visit as much as possible, and have even replaced some of our stiles with gates to allow easier access for disabled visitors. I am happy, gazing into the distance under my sharp cap, thinking of the future, the years turning by with increasing rapidity, the seasons beginning to blur one into another. Sometime soon I'll have to think about retiring. It's all getting a bit wearying, you know, the owners. It's all done through the agents, of course. Nobody can give you a straight answer anymore. They've already sold off some of the best land for housing. Next thing, they'll want to turn it all into a golf course. I don't really understand it anymore. I'll find a cottage or a flat nearer the town. The dogs would have to go, and the Discovery. I wonder if I could run to a decent Nissan. Something economical, I suppose. Might get in a bit of coarse fishing. And somebody might show me how to play golf. Never appealed before, but I'd need to be outside. Maybe read a bit. Never had the time. Jane Austen, we read her at school. Or I'll just sit here with the Macallan. Give me plenty of time to think. What would have been if I hadn't been a farm manager? Well, thank you for listening to that. If you liked it, please click the thumbs up button and click the subscribe link to hear more of my 10-minute tales next week. Cheers and bye for now.